This program was brought to you by Koller Institute of Venture at Tel Aviv University.
Okay, good morning. Thank you very much for coming. As said before, I'm replacing Yael Hanin. Yael Hanin is the head of our Nano Center, and she's busy with the Tsinghua signing and conference taking place today. So I'm a member of the Nano Center, and she asked me to replace her. So my name is Yossi Rosenwaks, and I'm from the Faculty of Electrical Engineering. So first of all, what is nano? A nano is 1 billion, and nanometer is 1 billionth of a meter, and it's very easy to demonstrate, starting from an elephant, which is 4 meters, going to an ant, to a virus, and then to a carbon nanotube, which is in the nanometer scale. So 1/1000 times 1/1000 times 1/1000, this is 1 nanometer, 1 billionth of a meter. And I'm sure you've all heard this buzz, and it all started, as I'll show, about 20 years ago here in the university. And just two short examples, what is nano good for scientifically. So first, properties of materials. Properties of materials depend on their size and shape. And a very easy and a very good example is carbon. I don't know if you know, but all the diamonds that you have on your rings, on your earrings, are made of carbon atoms that arrange in a certain way. But if you arrange carbon atoms in a different way, you can get a conductive material, which is called graphite, which is found in pencils, or you can form carbon nanotubes, which are one of the candidates for future electronics. Or you can form C60 molecules, which have some applications in lubrication and in medicine. So the message, they're all made of the same atoms, carbon atoms, arranged in a different way, give completely different properties. This is one example. Another examples, photonic crystals, and Adi Aryeh is one of the next speakers. He's a world expert on this. I'm not going into details, but you can arrange materials in a certain geometry, and due to their size, they can give you different colors, and it is even found in animals, in butterflies. So these are just for your appetite. And nano was a big thing about almost 20 years ago. As you see, this is what we call research splurge since 97, and you can see the amount of spendings in billions of dollars all over the world. So it was a big hype in the end of the 90s, and I think now it's a very good period to implement it into real things, and this is part of this innovation conference. Nanotechnology in Tau started, we were actually the first university to establish a nano center. It was established in the year 2000, and then in 2007, and this is a good example of the involvement of the government of Israel established a program when it gives each university $10 million in funding. The university has to give another 10 million, and another 10 million has to come from donations. So it's all in all, it's $30 million for 5 years, and it gave a real boost to all the nano centers in Israel. And there are about 6 nano centers all over Israel, except the University of Haifa, and they all got a similar amount of funding. The second phase of funding started last year, and where the government reduced the funding to 5 million, and the university gave a matching of 5 million, so now we have $10 million of funding for the next couple of years. And this is called the phase 2 of the National Nano Program. What is our mission? The general mission of all the nano centers, but especially in Tau, is to enhance and improve the research in nanotechnology. And if you want to improve research, you have to start from the lowest level, and this is students, then go to postdocs, and then go to research facilities. So this is the main mission. But another very important mission, and this is why the government gave money, is to help industry. And we help industry in a couple of ways. First, we have the infrastructures. There are some infrastructures in nanotechnology that require big space and big money, and not every company can afford it. So we have here a very large infrastructure for fabricating nano-size materials and devices. IP generation, I'll talk about it a little bit. expertise. There are certain expertise here which are not found in every company. We are doing manpower training also for industry and startups, which is the scope of this conference. So, industrial services, you don't have to read all the number of companies. What I want to emphasize you is that, look, since 2008 till now, you see the increasing number of companies that are involved in our nano centers, and this is one of the mission of the government, to improve industry, to get industry involved in the university nano centers. The nano centers, although this huge number of companies, the nano centers have a rather small team, a team of about 8 or 9 people, all very dedicated, very talented, very experienced. A lot of them come from the industry, and they find the academic atmosphere very convenient and very relaxing sometimes after spending a few years in industry. And I'm saying it to the good side, that not that they're not working hard, that they find this atmosphere very convenient for them. To the business of today, related to the business of today, the Nano Center and the Nano Research in Tel Aviv University gave rise to a lot of licenses and a lot of startups. I will not talk about all of them, but for example, you can see a license of Professor Adi Aryeh group that he will talk in one of the new in a few minutes. I'll talk a few minutes about our recent startup, our recent success story, which is called StoreDog, directly from the nano centers by 2 professors from engineering, and there are other companies and or startups. If you're interested, you can contact me later. Let's talk a little bit about our StoreDog, which is a classical example of the collaboration taking place in the Nano Center. And this collaboration relating StoreDog is a collaboration between 3 scientists, Professor Litzin, Professor Rosenwaks, and they didn't list here Professor Ehud Gazit, who collaborated them before. So before the Nano Center was established, we hardly crossed the bridge to the other side of the campus to collaborate with people from the life science. And the Nano Center enabled us to do collaborations across the bridge, across campus. And the StoreDog is an excellent example. I will not go into details, but it's based on a small peptide-like molecules that can give rise to very interesting applications, starting from displays. These biological nanodots can change the color or enhance the color of displays. It can be used principally in memories, and it can also have very interesting applications in storage. And I don't know if you heard the news a week or 2 ago, this company, StoreDog, announced that they are producing the future battery of the cellular phones. I don't know if it will mature to a real project, but there is a chance to it, and if it will do, it will enable you to charge your phone battery in 30 seconds. That's what they claim. You know, I'm not sure if it will happen, but they're certainly going to raise money to let it happen. Another very interesting licensing and related companies, the research of the group of Dan Peer. Dan couldn't be here today, and I think there's somebody from this group here representing him, and you can ask her questions. I'm not familiar with this specific research, but basically they are developing nanocarriers to transfer drugs into certain parts of the body and to cure certain diseases, have a lot of patents, several licenses. Another example that came out of with the help of the Nano Center. Another example related to solar cells. You know, one of the buzzwords in solar cells is to produce transparent conductors. A group in chemistry is producing special transparent conductors based on silver and gold nanowires. How to bridge the gap between our research and commercialization, which I hope we will learn a little bit more in the afternoon. The TAO model, which is not original, but we try to implement it, is to have very experienced and dedicated researchers and facilities with a very good technical expertise, have very excellent students, postdocs, and researchers, then do business developments by entrepreneurs, and go on with experiences like today. An excellent example is the Shin, new in Chinese, a thing that is taking place today. We've started a collaboration with the leading university in China. This is Tsinghua University, the #1 university in China. And they are here today to sign a big agreement, big agreement. I don't know if sister universities, but a big agreement with Yossi who was here this morning. And what we hope to do together with them is to accelerate the business development starting in nanoscience, and we hope it will also move to other areas in the campus. Different pictures. We already went to China, and you can even see Adi here, I think. That was in China. We did this delegation, and Adi will speak in a few moments. So this is it related to the Nano Center. I'll come to speak again about my own research in about 20 minutes. And if you have questions about the Nano Center, you can either contact Yael Hanin. She prepared this presentation, but I'll be happy to answer your questions later. Thank you very much.
This program was brought to you by Koller Institute of Venture at Tel Aviv University.